crankbait first. The obelisk. Put the obelisk in the crankbait. Good Lord. There are plenty of bluegill in this corner. Let's see if there's any bass out here. Let's see if there's any bass in this corner today. I want a crawfish colored crankbait. Couple of bluegill that want it. That's a good sign. There we go. No brainer. Hey Ford, how you doing? Miss Callie girl. Yeah, put some new line on this rod. I don't know about a huge fish, but I hope to definitely catch a fish. Bass right down here in front of me. See if we'll go after this. A few bass right down here in front of me. Hey Miss Sue, how you doing? What I may have to do is go put some line on that other rod real quick before I can fish, because it's going to definitely cast way better. I do have some in my truck to put on it. So you might actually get to see me hook a rod up here in just a second. This little micro rod ain't gonna do much for me. Alright, fish. Come on now. How you gonna bite a treble hook and not get hooked? That's what I want to know. I'm gonna have to put some line on my other rod. I'll have to show y'all how I do that. Hopefully everybody's doing well. I just want to rod dog cast farther. I might switch out the bait too. Might switch the bait out. I'm gonna go with the other rod completely. They were chasing the rooster tail, but they won't committing. So this particular rod's gotten down to where there's not enough line on it to cast and not cast out all the line. So y'all gonna have to bear with me for just a quick second for a gear change. Hopefully everybody's doing well today. It's definitely a Monday. Nice bright bluebird skies. The line on this reel's got enough memory in it and kinks in it. I can't do nothing with it right now. That's why I'm taking it off. Keeps wanting to kink up and tangle up. Hey, Nightbot's here. I did get it to work. That's good. It disconnected from my channel. I had to sign back in and everything. Nightbot had disowned me. Yep, that's all of it. Good. There we go. I got that. Put that in the truck. Let's see here. I got the line way over there. I don't know what to talk when it takes me. Go to the other side real quick. I got to find my line. No, I got some. I have to see. I might not have a choice but to go with this one. We shall see. Right there. Oh, nope. All right. I found my bear spool. I don't want to use 12-pound test on this rod. I rather have 8-pound up there. So, let me find the end of this. What I do is I tie a knot in the very end of the line. Well, this loop around itself and pull it tight. Just a single overhand knot right in the end. I know you can't really see that knot there. Then you feed it down the eyes. Make sure you don't miss an eye doing this. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad day. Next thing is, make sure your reel is open before you tie it to the reel. Now, I like to go ahead and tie the knot and then just loop it around and kind of lasso it. Lasso it with that surgeon knot and then just flip the reel closed. Then all you got to do is reel it on. So I had 8-pound tests and I had 10-pound tests in my truck. I'm going with the 8-pound test. Just because I am throwing an ultralight rooster tail, and also on top of that, nothing over here is over 8 pounds except for maybe a catfish. And if I hook something that big, I just have to play it with the drag. Alright, that should be about good there. Put that right here. I got rooster tail on my tackle box over here. That's a little bit different color than what I had. For the knot here, you go through the eye of the lure. Make sure you twist the line around itself 5 or 6 times. Normally I do that by twisting the lure. You made a loop here, go through that loop. That's called a cinch knot. And then modified, you go back through that second loop you made. The modified kind of cinches it down on that tail end or the tag and keeps it from slipping out. So you have 2 points of contact. I bite a little bit of that tag end off and I'm ready to go. It's just that quick to when you have everything you need, it's just that quick to re-rig everything. I don't know how well you can tell right down here. I don't know if y'all can see those fish down there by those sticks or not, but there's some big bluegill down there. Let me see how this casts. That casted a lot better than the other one. Now let's see if one of these bluegill will actually bite this lure. They didn't really go for it. I'd love to catch me a bluegill today. do have a loop in it. There we go. Have some grass on this. Yep, I do. We're going to try to throw this rooster toe around for a little bit, see if we can get on a fish. If not, I do have a swim jig and I got a crankbait or two that I can try. I just had a bite, but he didn't hook up. I see a bass right down here in front of me. He keeps circling, so I know he's trying to decide exactly what the best spot here is to put his bed at. So that'll be interesting to see if I can get him to bite, because he is protecting this area. On sight of him for right now. There he is, he went that way. He's got a big area he's protecting right here. He ain't interested in biting though. Move down the shore here in just a second. I hope everybody's doing well today. I've been in EMT class most of the day, so nice stress reliever after class. I had something nip at it, but they're not getting hooked. I think I need to put y'all. Good Lord, that's one of the biggest bass I've seen in this pond in a while, right there. That's a catfish. I got a fish. Not the one I was after, but I got one. This is not the bass I was after, but I did catch a fish. Oh, and he's back in the water right there. He fell off and rolled down the hill on me. So I couldn't even show him off that well. But I did catch one. He's back in the water. He's swimming away. I did see a really good size fish. It looked like a bigger bass swimming by. Probably a 4 or 5 pounder, which is nice to see. I haven't seen many of those in this pond lately. I got 2 awesome people in here watching. I do appreciate that, y'all. I may be showing off my belly, but it is hot and humid out here today. That is for sure. That was a terrible cast, Matt. Instead of casting down the bank, it cast right up my feet. There we go. Randy, how's it going? I think I saw Mr. Randy come in here. I've had a few bites. Hey, Coastal. No, it's not my first time fishing. Not by a long shot. I was out here yesterday. I was on the other side of the pond. What I need to do is go through my barn and boat and stuff and make me a buried tackle box for my truck. But I'm trying to cast a ultralight lure on a medium heavy rod, and that ain't working very well. I just saw a catfish go flying by. And somehow or another I've hooked y'all. I don't know how I did that. Trying to change cast mid-cast. What in the world is going on with this thing? This thing got all tangled up there for a second. There we go. It's right around the bell somehow. I have seen a pretty decent sized catfish swimming around up here. That would be fun to catch. If I could. I think what I'm gonna do is go back to my truck and put on my silver black back crankbait that looks like a shiner. Let me go do that real quick. Because I've seen some bigger fish swimming around today. Such as the catfish. And that's going to be a better lure for this rod and reel combo. Let's see, is my phone still charging? Yes, it is. Good. This one should give off a lot more shimmer with this bright sun out here. So it should attract more, hopefully. What I really need is like a beetle spin or a small spinner bait. We've caught one fish so far though. My biggest thing with throwing this particular bait is keeping it up off the bottom. Because if it gets grass on it, it's going to be hard to get them to bite. That's a catfish there. If the catfish will eat a crankbait. Getting that time. If I get in front of him just right, he might. One of the owners. Sampy, what's up? How you doing, Mike? Nice to see you, sir. I need me a worm and a bobber right there for that catfish. He looked like he was about 4 or 5 pound channel cat swimming around out here. Probably about 20, 25 inches long. I have seen a few out here being up that they could eat him. I just had something swipe at it, but didn't bite it. That was a fish. He's staying down good. Got us a largemouth bass here. This one here's gonna let me show them off to y'all. All right. There you go. Nice fish there. He stopped it pretty good there. That's pretty cool. I didn't have to worry about hooking him. He stopped it. Well, I went to reel in, there's a loop in it. This one's going to be a grass cast, as I like to call it. I got the grass off. Gotta love it when you're bass fishing, the boogie are eating your line. There's some gnarly algae out here. If you are wondering, the rod and reel combo I'm using is from Obelisk.com. I just missed one. For the catfishermen in this community, this would be a great bait rod or skipjack rod and reel combo. To me, I think it would be. But it's a proficiency rod or proficient rod. It is telescopic, so it breaks down to about yay long and will go in about any vehicle. I like the dual handle on this reel. Really helps with the reeling in and the power of it. I wasn't sure I was going to like the telescopic rods at the beginning, but they do hold up very well for me so far. Because of the way they telescope out, you don't, every time you're casting it, you're actually throwing it out farther or extending it out a little bit farther. So you don't have any play of it sliding back and forth. I think this reel here is like $45. You can use code BF10 and get $4.50 off of that. So that's good. But definitely, if y'all would like to, definitely check out Obelisk.com and look up what they have. They have a lot of stuff up there. Apparel, sunglasses, rods, reels. They got some baits for both bass fishing and carp fishing. They're starting to get into some saltwater stuff, so they are starting to do some saltwater gear. They now have hats that have obelisks on them, so that's pretty cool. They don't really have a huge warehouse, so a lot of the stuff is made to order. So it may take a little bit. Some of it is JDM products. So it could take a couple weeks to get to you, but hey, it's nice and cheap and good durable gear so far. To me, it's been worth the wait on anything I've gotten. Fish on. I like it when they stay down. It normally means they're a little bigger. But he ain't. He just wanted to fight like he was bigger. Getting a little chunky out here though. There we go, there's another fish there. I do hate the fact that I had to toss these fish in, but the way this pond is shaped, I can't really get down there to it because it's about a 4 to 5 foot drop to the water over on this part. There's a few areas where you can get down there, but very few, or where you don't have to drop them as far at least. This line here needs to be stretched out some because it's not got a lot of memory, but once I wrap around the end about every time I reel it in. Got 6 awesome people in here. Thank you for being here. I think I've caught 3 so far. First one was about half a pound. The last 2 were probably about 3/4 of a pound. I do have to go to my cardiologist office tomorrow to pick up a fit for duty note for work. So while I'm over that way, there's a pond I can fish that I haven't fished in a while. So we might go fishing over there for a little bit tomorrow. That'll be in the morning before I have to get back to work. So y'all can expect another fishing live stream from me tomorrow. I might have to see if the local tackle shop over there will allow me to film some in there. Because that's a nice tackle shop. And that tackle shop did it right, because one side is for the ladies with home decor and boutique items. Then you have a pew range in the back. Then you have everything for shoes and clothing and pets. And then after that, you get into the fishing stuff. And then just past the fishing stuff, you come around to the boat accessories. So they got some of everything in there. They even have a children's boutique that's off of it. We have gotten Panda a couple of outfits from there, not many. That boutique is kind of high dollar. I can't believe I'm not having more luck with this today. I have to go back to my truck and work my way down the peninsula. Oh, I missed one. As I say that, I missed one. Cast back down that way, see if we can get him reinterested here. Maybe he'll be a second time's the charm here. I wish I could keep people in the chat. I keep seeing the number jump up to 6, 7, 8 people and then goes right back down to 2 or 3. Like I said, tomorrow I'll be over in Kinston, North Carolina, trying to take care of some business, and then go to a pond or two over there that I know. At least one. Mina did what? Mina slapped backlash with a fish hook? Or a cast iron frying pan? What? How you doing, Miss Mona? I hope you're well. This wind has them lockjaw, I guess. It might start biting better when it gets closer to dark. Then again, I'm also throwing a bigger bait than what I probably need to out here, to be honest with you. This particular crankbait's more for saltwater than it is for freshwater. Mona, if you hit slap and type in the word slap and backlash, there is a Nightbot command to slap me. Or you can type in pinch and backlash, and you can pinch just for a little bit of fun. Now I can really say Mona did what? Yeah. You gotta type pinch and then a name or a word after it. Like I say pinch Matt with a space in between, and it should pick it up. You can also type the word backlash to drop your link. I'm walking right down here to this peninsula area. I'm gonna cast around out there off of it. Skipper! How you doing, Grey Wolf? Hope you're doing well, sir. Hope Miss Chrissy is doing well. There we go. Mona got it. With a vise. Oh, ow. Now we know what Mona did. She pinched backlash with a vise. There's so many trees down right there, I'm scared to cast there too much. That sun is bright behind me, ain't it, y'all? Sorry about that. I didn't mean to blind you. I didn't realize I set y'all down looking right at the sun. My bad. Backlashing your eyes here. Let's see. Sit y'all down. We're gonna cast from back here a few times. This is one of them corners where fish like to hang out and they'll spook easy because it's very shallow. But there's also a lot of grass down here too. I got a couple casts down there, didn't catch anything. I see a little bass down there, but he's so small you would never be able to eat this bait. I do have what I need to go to the Roanoke River now. And I got a schedule change coming up in the next couple of weeks, so we might be going to do some catfishing or striper fishing over that way very soon. We'll have to see how that goes. I'm going to try to do some different types of fishing this year instead of just bass fishing. Definitely want to start getting back to where I can go to Edenton on weekends or at night times when I can. especially now that I'm starting to feel better again. So we'll have to see how that goes. That sun behind me is just brutal, y'all. I'm sorry. I gotta be careful walking down this way. There may be a goose nest down here somewhere. I see areas where the fish are swimming, but matter of fact, that looks like one on a bed right there. We'll see how territorial he is. If I don't catch one before it gets to him. He looked at it, but he didn't bite it. That fish did look at it, but he's not locked on completely yet. There are some massive bluegill out here this year. Good Lord. If I had a cast net, I could have had a full supper of bluegill so far. I was seeing hundreds of bluegill the size of my hands everywhere out here right now. That's good, Gray Wolf. I'm glad to hear that. Hopefully she'll make it home. Try to come over on this side. Try to get it where you are somewhat level here. That was about the sorriest cat. I let that fish one way and cast it the other direction. I'll stay off of that break. I have a chance. I think I got too close to the shore. I did. There we go. That should stay off the break. I see signs of where fish are moving up to the sides, but they're definitely not locking in the beds yet. And they do not want to eat this afternoon, which is weird. I know they had a lot of pressure yesterday, so that doesn't help either. Whew. Somebody type in weather 27812, please. Weather 27812. Little bass. Spooked them where I casted. '77, wind blowing east-northeast at 3. I don't believe that current humidity for one dang blasted minute. Might be 75 or 80% humidity. It definitely ain't no 25%. The 77 might be right, but the humidity is higher by far. There are a lot of fuzzy bills out here, and maybe a few mayflies at that too. There's a school of 2-year-old bass, maybe. I'm seeing plenty of fish, I just can't get them to bite. There are a lot of what I call fuzzy bills out here, which is a male mosquito. They hatch out before the females, and the females are the ones that essentially are the bloodsuckers, not the males. see areas that look like beds, but I see fish around them. They're just not being aggressive over them yet. I guess I'm gonna have to get closer to the full moon for bed fishing, because they should not have spawned already. There's one right there at the bank. Let me see. He moved away. I'm trying to pattern if they're pre-spawn, if they're spawn, or what. It appears like they're still in pre-spawn. I stand right here. I should block that sun. Can't get that one to bite. I saw something break down here. I see some action around this point here. I want to cast down the shore here. See if we can't get something. Got 3 awesome people in here. Thank you, y'all. If I can find where there's a school of fish and they're all schooled up, I might can catch a few, but trying to find a school today has been hard. It's normally not this difficult to find a fish out here. Conditions must be absolutely terribly wrong. I know there's a brush pile right here. I'm going to try across it. See if I can't bring y'all down a little bit here. So you can see that brush pile just a little bit. Don't know. My battery fell off. Hey, at least it is charging and not dying. Always a good thing. A little bit farther offshore than I wanted to cast. The wind called it. But that's alright. I got grass. Kind of figured out there I was going to get in the grass. That was more like what I wanted it to be. So, swim right. Well, it's warm enough. I'd like to get up on the bike that way. And now you get right once you get in. I got a loop in my line. There it goes, it came out. Which means I'll probably have a bunch of grass on this cast. Unless I looked up where it landed. Y'all, I honestly don't know why I can't catch a fish today. This is unlike this pond. Ain't for a lack of seeing fish, that's for sure. I'm gonna try off of this point here, and then the point over here behind me. And at that point, if I don't catch anything off of those two spots, we're going. I just have to count my losses. I think what I need to do is find me one of my square bill crankbaits that don't dive as deep. I think I might be going under the fish. felt like a bite unless I got grass on it. Well, that may have been a bite right there. And how I did not hook up when I got 2 treble hooks is amazing. Cast over this way. I don't want to get too close to the shore, it'll be in grass. The way the wind's coming across the point, I figured there might be a fish there. The fish are not cooperating today. We did catch a few though. I'm gonna come over here to this other point and cast into the wind a few times. Sometimes off of this point is where they like to spawn. So I'm gonna cast around here a few times, and then if I don't catch anything over there, I might as well call it a day. Surprised there's not a goose nest over here. I'm gonna put y'all just like that. This area here is one of the few areas I can get down to the water to put the fish back in without having to toss him. Today's not my day. fish over here, more like bedding fish, are bumping it and just knocking it out of the way. Ooh, I just saw a big fish break over this way. Let's cast over this way, y'all. I'll make 5 or 6 casts right in this area. If I don't catch something, I'll be headed to the house. I'll start catching them, then grass fish. Haha. All right, Mina, take care. These fish must have, oh, there's a fish right there. I was about to say these fish must have lockjaw. All right. Since I was about to end the live stream anyways, might as well end it on a catch. But whew, that's number 5 on the day. I think that's the 5 toughest fish I've had in a while. But to show you what I mean by this rod is telescopic. Well, if I can't get these pieces to go back into themselves here. I should be able to. This last one does not want to. Well, that last piece does not want to go back in, but I'm not going to force it. Most of the time, this last piece would be right here, but I cannot seem to get it to go in. out there good right now, so I'm not going to force it in. I don't want to break the tip of the rod off. Oh, I don't know if y'all can see, but there's an osprey right over here flying around. He's out here fishing. He might catch him something. But anyways, I've got some stuff I need to do around the house this afternoon. Need to run by the fire department for a few minutes. Got some, got to meet one of the other firemen. He said he had something he wanted to give me for my truck to make it look better. We'll see. If it fits, it'll be a great addition to my truck. Uh-oh. We got a Canadian honker here. I did not see that nest when I came by either. Okay, mama. Okay, mama. You can stay there. Oh, she flew off. Let's see. I don't know if y'all can see, but there's 1, 2, 3 eggs in that nest. She was not there when I fished past it the first time. So that was pretty cool. I've already seen one family of geese out here that's already hatched out. Look like they have 5 or 6 babies with them. But since last week when I saw those babies, I have not seen them again. I don't know if something got them or what. Like I said, we got osprey, we got bald eagles, we got turtles, and we've got some pretty good sized catfish out here. So a matter of fact, the catfish that's on my banner from my channel came from this pond. Almost 30-pound channel cat. Which for channel cat is big. Put that there. Put the tackle box down. Put that there. Y'all get to come with me in the truck this time, so Tiffany can't say I dropped you on your head again, since I did see where somebody said hello to Miss Tiffany at Canadian Family Life. Now I'm putting y'all in the up here with the AC today. Whew. Soon as the computer boots up. Looks like I got a truck door open somewhere. I gotta check my doors. I'm gonna make sure. There we go. Yep. The interior lights were staying on, so I knew something wasn't shut. Whew. I will honestly say I think that humidity today was way off. Because 77 degrees with 25% humidity should not make you sweat that much like it did me today. Hey Chris, how you doing? I just saw you. Jaden Aviation, hello. I completely missed them. How you doing, Jaden? Chris, I think I saw where y'all might be having some severe weather this afternoon over that way, according to Ryan Hall's post earlier. So y'all be safe and be blessed over in the Midwest, or Tornado Alley area is supposed to have some possibility of outbreaks. Yeah, it's 78, sunny, and it said 25% humidity, but I honestly think that is wrong. Wolf's Den, that's somebody I ain't seen in forever. How's it going, Wolf's Den? I'm headed down to the fire department to possibly grab a part from my truck if it'll fit, and then head back to the house. Rick, are you still up in the Dakotas, or I know you said something like you were going to be moving possibly or something? I didn't know if you ever moved or not. Colorado. I knew it was Colorado, Dakotas, or something. Somewhere way up there in the cold. I'm getting a new roof. That's good. I think my brother-in-law's supposed to be getting a new roof today too. But anyways, I'm getting ready to pull up at the fire department. I got a couple things to do there, and then I'm going to head to the house. Hopefully y'all have a wonderful, blessed rest of your Monday afternoon. I do have to go county over to my cardiologist doctor and go pick up a work note for tomorrow. So with that being said, there is a good fishing pond over that way that I can spend 30 to 45 minutes fishing at. More than likely I'll go ahead and do that tomorrow while I'm over there, and hopefully I can go live there. It is beside like a preschool or a daycare school or a Christian type school, so I got to be careful going live there so I don't show off any kids, but we'll see what we can come up with. Anyways, y'all take care, have a great afternoon. Until next time, I will see you then. Bye.